I really want you to focus on creating the level 2 and level 3 according to the storyboard that you drafted. But before you can do that, we need to set things up so that you'll be successful. We're going to create the bare bones levels that you need, and we're going to integrate it into the game. We're going to make sure that before you start designing, you have the starting and ending place for each level in place, and that levels transition smoothly from one to another. So let's get started. Go to your project and let's create a new layout. Make sure you choose the Add Event Sheet option. We're going to rename this layout to Level 2. And down below, we're going to rename that event sheet so that it's clear that it's the Level 2 event sheet. Make sure in the Properties bar that the name says Level 2 and that the event sheet says Level 2 event sheet. Let's create some layers. Just like with Level 1, we're going to create a background layer with capital B. And above that, we're going to create a game layer, capital G. Let's go back to the project bar, and we're going to create a new layout, level 3. Once again, choose the Add Event Sheet option. Rename that to level 3, and rename the associated event sheet to level 3 event sheet. Double check the properties bar, make sure that the name is level 3 and the associated event sheet is level 3 event sheet. Once again, we need to set up our initial layers. We're going to create a background layer with capital B. And above that, a game layer, capital G. In our game, each event sheet includes other event sheets in it. This makes it easy to add levels to the game. So let's go to Level 2 event sheet and let's include the same event sheets that are included in Level 1. We need to include the player event sheet. This brings in all the code that allows us to move our player. We also are going to include the start and end level event sheet. This has the common code for what should happen at the beginning and end of levels. Remember, in Level 1, has the same event sheets. All right, let's close some things out just to keep our sanity. Let's go to Level 3 event sheet and let's do the same. Let's include the player event sheet and also the start and end level event sheet. Remember, in Level 1, we had a start of Level 1 event group, and within it there was an on start of layout event that set the next layout to go to. It used to be that it went straight to the game over layout, but that doesn't make sense anymore. When Level 1 has been completed, we need to move to Level 2. So update the code so that the value that the next layout variable gets set to is Level 2, and make sure you type it exactly the way it exists in the project. Each one of our new levels is going to need one of those event groups. Start of Level 2, start of Level 3, and we'll have to set what the next level is. So let's do that now. Go to the Level 2 event sheet, add a group. Let's call it Start of Level 2, and give it the same description as before, events and triggers that occur at the beginning of the Level 2 layout only. We're going to have one singular event that sets the value of the next layout variable at the start of the layout. So scroll down, find on Start of Layout, and our action is a system action to set the value of a global variable. We are going to set the value of the next layout variable, double quote, and after Level 2, we should proceed to Level 3. Make sure you type it precisely inside double quotes. Bring that event inside the group by pulling on the margin. Now we're going to have to do the exact same thing to Level 3. Go to the Level 3 event sheet. Let's create a new event group. We're going to call that event group Start of Level 3 because these are the events that run at the start of the level. Same description, events and triggers that occur at the beginning of the Level 3 layout only. One singular event that fires on the start of the layout. On the start of layout, we have one action, and that is to set the value of the next layout global variable to the layout to go to next. In this case, if the person playing your game beats level 3, they're going to the game over layout and press done. Drag on the margin and pull it into the group. We now have all the code events in place that we need to have a multi-level game that works seamlessly. We've got some finishing touches to do on our layouts. Remember how level 1 is 3840 by 1080? Go back and change the layout size of both level 2 and level 3 to be 3840 by 1080. To have continuity in the game, the layout should be the same size. Then go to level 2, enable the grid, setting its width and height to 96. You have to fight with it a bit, but it's still important to do this. There we are. Do the same thing for level 3. Snap to grid, show grid, and change the size of the grid to 96 by 96 so that it matches level 1. There it is. Just need to change the width and height of the grid. Excellent. Okay, let's work on level 2. What I'm going to do is I need to test out that everything's working. I'm going to put 2 grass blocks onto the layout. This is going to signify to me that it's level 2. I'm going to grab a coin. This will allow me to test my end of level logic. The exit sign that the player collides with. Bring in the player. And then somewhere out in the margin, you can include the alien. What we're doing here is we're doing the most bare bones level to make sure that we transition smoothly from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to game over. Excellent. Level 3, we're going to do the same thing. But so that we know it's level 3, we're going to put 3 grass blocks on the layout. Once again, bring yourself in a coin so you can test the code that collects the coins. Bring in the exit sign so that the player can collide with it. And bring in your player, what the person playing the game actually moves. And you can bring the alien, the visual depiction of the player, and drag it out to the margin. All right, now we have everything we need to test our code events. Let's save it with Control S or File Save. I always make this mistake. I think I'm going to go to level 1, but I want to go to Get Ready first. Make sure that the Get Ready layout is the active one, and then run the layout. Remember, level 1 should be really simple. Don't make this one hard. This is a trainer level. It should be extremely simple. Let's go through level 1. Let's collect all the coins. And when we collide with the exit sign, if we have all the coins, it should take us to level 2. There it is. See how there's only 2 grass blocks? Let's test it. Nice. Collect the 1 coin, collide with exit. It automatically takes you to level 3. 3 grass blocks. Do the same. And then it takes you to game over. So the plumbing is in place for you to create level 2 and level 3. At this point, you're probably wondering, what about the scoreboard? What about the touch controls? We're going to use something called global layers. I want you to go to the level 1 layout and go to the layers bar. You're going to be setting the HUD and touch layers to be global. Simply go to the properties bar, find the global property, and set it to yes for both. Global layers are accessible throughout the project. Anywhere Construct 2 finds a layer by that name, it will replace its contents with the global layer's contents. This allows us, in effect, to copy the layers. Go to level 2. We're going to create layers with the names of the global layers we want to copy. Create a HUD layer on top of the game layer. Create another layer, call it touch. Once again, global layers will be copied from level 1 to level 2, so you don't have to recreate them. We're going to do the same thing for level 3. Go to level 3. We're going to add 2 layers. We're going to create one called HUD. The names must match for the contents to be copied. Create another one called touch. Just by doing this, we do not have to recreate these layers. Let's see how this works. Save the project, go to the Get Ready layout, and run it. Level 1 stays the same. When you get near the end, it'll take you to level 2. Now you will see the scoreboard layer was dynamically copied, and we didn't have to do anything. Same thing, level 3, that layer, since it's global, was automatically included with no extra work. What about the touch controls? Let's go back to the project. Under Object Types, find Touch. And just for testing, we're going to set Use Mouse Input to Yes and run the game again. When you run the game, make sure you're using your mouse and that you click on Get Ready. Now you can see the touch controls. When you go to level 2, you'll see them as well because it's a global layer. Same thing in level 3. So now you can really focus on creating the levels that you storyboarded.